The real cost of Donald Trump's free money plan. What am I talking about? Of course, the $2,000 check he came out and promised everyone, apparently without telling anyone else in the government, including his Secretary of Treasury. That's right. Donald Trump came out and promised a smooth, cool $2,000. Paid for by the tariffs, by the way. Sounds great. Sounds great, right? Free money. Yeah, free money. Paid by foreign countries, right? Right? No? That's not how it works? No. That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works. I'm reminded of the old ladies staring at the wall, thinking it's a Facebook wall. You remember that commercial? Because those tariffs aren't paid by China or Mexico or Europe. They're paid by us. They're paid by us. And so this so-called tariff dividend is probably the biggest political bait and switch we've seen since the 2017 tax cuts. Also a Donald Trump thing. Yeah. And if you think it's going to help the middle class, think again. Think again. Donald Trump said we're going to take billions of dollars that we're getting from tariffs and we're going to give it back to the people, $2,000 for every hard-working American. I'm sorry, but that is not a thing that is going to happen. It's not. Even Scott Bessent came out shortly after the announcement and said, could come in the form of a tax form of payment, like you've already gotten tax cuts that are the equivalent to $2,000. Like he's trying to walk it back as fast as he possibly can. But let's do the math. Can we do the math? The tariffs that have been collected by the U.S. Treasury, those things don't just magically appear out of thin air. That's not how that works. They come from duties that are paid by American businesses that are often passed on to customers. Not always. In these early days of the tariffs, some of the business has been absorbing a portion of the tariffs or sort of sharing the tariffs with the American people. Last year, I believe the U.S. collected about $100 billion in tariffs. If you took all of the tariffs from last year and divided it by the tax filers, that would be like $600 a person. But we're going to have a lot more tariffs this year. But even with the higher tariffs, there's not enough money there from the tariff revenue to pay tax filers $2,000. There's not enough, even that. And Trump is insisting that not only is everyone going to get a $2,000 refund check, but all the money that's left over is going to go to pay down the debt. There's not even enough money to pay the $2,000 checks. There's simply not. The math is not that hard. And in a weird kind of way, have you heard the saying, robbing Peter to pay Paul? This is robbing Peter to pay Peter. This is literally robbing Peter to pay Peter. But charging him a patriot fee for the privilege. Let's be honest, and I brought this up before. This is not an economic plan. In addition to that, this is a direct reaction to last week's elections. The response, because let's be honest, this isn't a Republican response. This is a Donald Trump response. The response from Donald Trump to the blue wave, or whatever you want to call it, that happened last week was to offer everyone $2,000. And I want to kind of put that in perspective. We didn't get $2,000 during COVID. What did we get? Like $600, I think. And then sometime later, we got like another $600 or something. It's crazy the amount of money they'll throw at you when they're worried about losing power. You know what I mean? And, Donald Trump knows that this could work. It's really an admittance. Why are you giving everyone $2,000 in the hottest economy in the world? He knows Americans are hurting. He knows prices aren't down. If that was the case, why would he be offering everyone $2,000? Some people say it's brilliant politics. I don't think it is. I think it's terrible politics. One, because the odds of it actually happening are what? Next to zero? How many promises, similar to this, you think of the Doge checks, how many promises are going to be made by this president when it comes to sending people cold hard cash that are going to go unfulfilled? And here's the thing, he's going to want to sign it. Like if they follow through on this, he's going to want to put his name on it. You know what I mean? Because that's who Donald Trump is. But as tariffs make foreign goods and foreign parts, and even U.S. goods with foreign parts, more expensive. And the government handing out rebates to keep the public quiet does not change that. It simply doesn't. It's economic theater. It's one part nationalism and one part welfare. That's literally what it is. And while Donald Trump may paint it and as patriotic or whatever, who knows what he's going to say, the underlying truth is brutal. And so is the math. Our inflation has risen since he took office. They always talk about inflation under Biden from like 3 years ago. Inflation is higher now than when Donald Trump took office, and it is direct cause of his actions. And here's the problem. It is very hard to lower inflation. It is very hard. And it's not that hard, honestly, to get inflation moving in the wrong direction up. That's not that hard to do. Getting it back down is hard, and it takes a long time. So we're going to be paying for Donald Trump's policies for the foreseeable future. We just are. And consider the fact that we can't even trust the numbers we're getting. The inflation numbers or any of the other numbers. We can't. You can't trust those numbers. Can you trust those numbers? So it's not, it's not just a handout. It's a symbol it's a symbol of how the Republican Party has abandoned. I shouldn't say Republican Party once again, because this is all Donald Trump. He has abandoned serious economics for a political spectacle. And that's what this is. And it's probably going to burn out. They're probably going to quit talking about it. Because Republicans will forget about it. All these things that Donald Trump claims, he gets a pass for because he's Donald Trump, I guess. Where's your Doge check? This whole thing is a shell game, folks. The whole thing. The only thing that's constant in all of this is the bill is going to come due. It's going to be in your mailbox. That's the only thing constant in every bit of this. So, Donald Trump, he didn't reinvent the economy. The only thing he reinvented was the illusion of winning. If you get your $2,000 check, you're going to need it to pay your electric bill and your grocery bill. It's sad to think that easily easily the majority of the people that get those checks, if they do ever come out, and I don't think they will likely only get a little bit caught up on some bills they're already behind on by giving them back their own money already. Wow. Let me know what you think in the comments section. I really appreciate all my new followers and subscribers. Please like and share if you don't mind. I'm trying out a new camera today. I've been having difficulty filming in kind of the studio here, getting the technology down. But I got a new camera. I'm using a different camera. Didn't really get a new camera. Anyway, thank you guys so much. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. I really appreciate you guys. Have a great Tuesday. It's going to be Tuesday. Yeah. Thanks.